Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Judiciary Committee hearing and DM this morning, Thursday, the 24th. My name is Carl Rhodes. I'm the chair of the committee. We have two agendas today. We have a 10 o'clock agenda. There's a continuation from Tuesday. There was one bill that we didn't finish up on before we ran out of time. That's HB 1732. And then we have a 10:30 agenda, which is decision making only. The hearing is being streamed live on YouTube. You can find links to viewing options for all Senate hearings and meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. If you're interested in seeing the written testimony, you can go to the legislature's website at capitol.hawaii.gov. If we have to cancel abruptly because of a major technical problem, we will reconvene. I guess we'll reconvene on Tuesday at March 29 at when's our hearing that day? 9:30. So 9:25 in this room, 016. For people testifying remotely, all testifier audio will be muted and video disabled until it's your turn to go. We do have a 2-minute time limit on testimony. If we have a temporary technical glitch, we'll try to come back to you. But if we cannot, we do have your written testimony. Okay, so picking up on, so the bill that we didn't finish on Tuesday was relating to electric guns. It prohibits individuals from carrying an electric gun in or near certain sensitive locations with some exceptions. We got through everybody who was here in person that day. So we will go to the Zoom testimony, and first up on that is Lee Hayakawa for the Office of Public Defender. Morning.
Hi, good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of this committee. I'm Assistant Public Defender Lee Hayakawa. The Office of the Public Defender respectfully opposes HB 1732 HD1. Our concerns with the overbreadth and consistency of this proposed measure are outlined in our written testimony. I will be available for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Andrew Namiki Roberts for Hawaii Firearms Coalition. Good morning. You're still muted. You're still muted. There you go.
You can hear me now?
Yep. Okay,
I apologize. Good morning, committee members. My name is Namiki, Director for Hawaii Firearms Coalition, and I am the plaintiff that over Hawaii's ban on tasers. There seems to be a lot of confusion with tasers and the word gun being used in electric gun. These are a single shot device used for self-defense. They are not an offensive weapon and not capable of mass casualty events. No other state has these types of laws in place. In fact, most states do not regulate tasers at all. You can go into any store, Walmart, Target, and buy them straight off the shelf with no background checks or waiting periods. This list of places where we're trying to restrict them stands no sort of real world effect. There's no way that this could be enforced. People will illegally carry them anyway. The only people that will follow this law would be law-abiding citizens. Anyone can carry a knife, a screwdriver, a machete, or any other type of weapon into any of these places, and the only person that would be able to stop them would be another person that is armed, or if the police get there in time. 34,618 attacks occurred in parking structures in 2019. And now we're trying to ban people from carrying them in parking structures. It's actually one of the most dangerous places that you could be, according to the FBI, with about 7% of violent attacks occurring in parking structures. Other tools are available and they're able to be carried, but tasers apparently are so dangerous that they need to be banned in these places. If anyone uses one of these tasers in a crime, it's already a felony. What is a misdemeanor charge going to do to stop them doing that? You're going to add an extra 1-year prison sentence to a 7 or 10-year sentence for a violent crime and possession of a taser in use in that crime. Just last night, we seen in Waikiki, a gentleman was pleasuring himself in Waikiki and when confronted, attacked people with a knife. They chased him for 3 blocks until a police officer could arrive. And what did the police officer use to stop him? A taser. Now, any civilian carrying a taser would have been able to do the same thing and potentially prevent.
Thank you very much. Next is Salil Roche for the DC Project Hawaii.
Not present, Chair.
In opposition? Next, we have Michael I. Rice. Good morning.
Morning. I ride the bus a lot, and if this bill were to pass, this would prevent everyone who catches the bus for economic reasons or for simplicity reasons, as well as eventually the train from being able to defend themselves with a taser. Now, I've seen many incidents on the bus where, people have gone off, get robbed. I've even been sitting next to a gentleman, well, not gentleman, a person on the bus who started smoking a crack pipe while right next to me, and the bus driver could not do anything until he pulled over onto the freeway and told the man to stop, and he could not kick the man off, unfortunately. Now, if this bill were to come to pass, the only thing I'll be able to defend myself would be this, and I will be carrying this on my hip on the bus should this bill come to pass, because that's what I'm going to have to defend myself, because tasers are apparently so dangerous. I yield the rest of my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up is Marcus Tanaka.
Hi, I was just reading over the testimonies, and if you look at the people who oppose this bill, they give a lot of examples of how it would affect them. Compare this to people who support the bill, it's almost like they're all saying the same thing, common sense, or they'll reiterate what the bill says. So let's look back at common sense. So I used to catch the bus at night often when I was working a different job, and waiting at the bus stop by myself is pretty eerie. So what's common sense about me not being able to carry a taser for less lethal force? Because I don't want to, carry a knife and stab someone. I'd rather use less lethal force. And then when I was a student at UH Manoa, around finals time and midterms, the library was open 24 hours. So I was often in there till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have to walk back in the dark by myself at that hour. And like the public defender stated in their written testimony, college students wouldn't be able to carry this with them. And then you add on, in like when I was in elementary school, my grandma would walk me to the front door of my class to make sure I got there safely. Now you're going to say grandmas cannot carry one of these for self-protection, or kapuna, who's probably the easiest target for a criminal because of their age and their physical status, or a parent who's dropping off their kid in a parking lot of a school won't be able to have a taser on them, the designated drop off and pickup area. They'd have to drop their child off, go back home, grab their taser, drive to work, and then when they're picking up their child again, they got to go back home, drop off their taser, and then go pick up their child. Doesn't make any sense. There's no common sense behind any of this. So again, using that phrase common sense, if you really think about it, with the examples I provided, and some of that was my real life personal experiences before tasers were legal, I just want you guys to think about that. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's all the Zoom testifiers we have. I understand that someone who had, do you want to testify? You'd submitted written testimony. Yeah, come on up. What's your name? Nice to see you. Come on up and go ahead. Thank you.
Senators of the Judiciary Committee, thank you for your time. I continue to stand in opposition to HB 1732 HD1 in this current revision because it continues to serve as a prohibition against public health and safety. As it's written in the measure, these words appear, but there's no demonstrative specificity on how the prohibition of an electrical device used for self-protection of your constituents and public in general, it doesn't show that this prohibition will actually serve their public benefit or health. As specified by the public defender of the state, this bill is overly broad in its carry prohibitions. There are too many locations where crime could happen. As you already see from the headlines, crime can happen at any time and at any place. You could do the public a favor by voting no on this bill, particularly because the prohibitions listed will leave your constituents and the public in general defenseless in situations where calling 911 or calling for help will not be able to benefit them. I'll be able to stand by for any questions that you may have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, that's all the Zoom and in-person testimony we have. So we have Department of Transportation and Support. We have the Honolulu County, the Republican Party in opposition. We have Hawks Bellow Security Solutions in opposition. We have Hawaii County Game Management Advisory Council in opposition. And all the rest are individuals. And I don't know, do we have the stats on it? It's not on here per usual. Okay, so just eyeballing it, I would say 3/4 are opposed and about 1/4 in support.
The last time I looked, it was 90 opposed.
Yeah, and there's about 25 in support, so maybe a little worse than that. Okay, anyway, something like that, 80% opposed. And that's all we have on that. So I guess we're ready to do decision making on this bill. Members, did you want to discuss this?
Can I ask it?
Yeah, go ahead, Senator Casio.
Is the public defender still
Oh, I'm sorry, I
here?
forgot to, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Questions, members?
No, all good. Aloha, Mr. Hayakawa. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you're the only one from the state or from the public defender that I would ask this question potentially to somebody else. However, in your experience in terms of less than lethal protection, such as things like pepper spray, I know there's maybe some other things that people like to have with them for those kinds of protection in case of some kind of trouble that they find themselves in, is just trying to get a sense of the comparison between something like pepper spray and a taser or electric gun in terms of the effect on the person. Okay, how do I, being that, it's legal to carry pepper spray on the bus, is it something that would seem equivalent to you in terms of being able to carry an electric gun in terms of like the similar kind of damage or less than lethal effects that it would have? Are you understanding? I'm not explaining it too well, so.
Yeah, I think I do. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not qualified to say what the after effects of pepper spray
Yeah.
and or being tased would be.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just figured if you in your experience, if you knew that based on what you see as a public defender, but maybe not so much the right person. So understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Favela, go ahead. I'm sorry, before you go,
Sorry.
I'm so used to Zoom that I don't think to ask if anybody else wants to testify. There are other people in the room. Anybody else want to testify in this measure? No, okay, all right, Senator Favela, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can answer this too. So I guess what Senator Casio and what I was thinking about the same thing. We know pepper spray varies on the person. And when I looked on this electric gun on feasibility, the chances of the person that's using it besides pepper spray or electric gun, it's more affected with the electric gun in the victim getting assaulted. Because most time when they pepper spray, it's not my statistics, so don't quote me on that, but when they get pepper sprayed, some people still get assaulted and victimized because the people can tolerate it more than an electric gun. Is that what you see in general? You don't have to give an answer like you favor or no, but statistically wise.
As the job that we do as public defenders, we haven't had enough information to answer that question. However, I think HPD would be particularly qualified at answering that question. As I understand, they need to be tased and pepper sprayed in order to carry both of those items on duty. But I don't have any personal knowledge.
Thank you. And just one more follow-up.
Sure, go ahead.
You probably cannot answer this, but the two officers with the machete last year, the guy came out with the machete. I don't know who the two officers are. We got to watch the video. We always criticize our police, right? And I guess our police and nobody else is here. So I'll tell you, those officers should be heroes. They should be, hopefully the mayor is going to do something. Backpedaling and saving your life and other people around you. Is exactly what the guy said earlier. He would carry his machete over one gun, one electric gun, and see how effective one machete is. The guy actually had to get shot because the machete was that intense. So we just got to be careful because things are escalating and we're making us have to carry stuff. Sorry, Chair. Restricting us from carrying certain things, certain places, and crime not getting any less, and the victims are getting more. So that's just something that I just wanted to throw out there because the one that didn't show that the guy had the knife in Waikiki, that electric gun did its job. Put the guy down, nobody around got hurt, and they saved lives using that electric gun. So again, thank you, Chair. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. I guess there are two other people on Zoom who would like to testify. I don't see any reason not to let you. So Jerry or Christie, or Jerry and Christie, if you'd like to testify, please go ahead. No, not there. Well, that was on the other. Oh, okay. So Christie, are you here? Okay. No, sorry. Okay, members, other comments or questions? All right, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and vote if that's okay with everybody. What I was going to suggest was, well, first of all, let me just say that the bill was modeled on where you can't take regular guns. There's some, it's not a one-to-one matchup because we don't have open carry in Hawaii yet. We probably will sometime because of the Supreme Court, but we don't yet. So it's modeled on places that normally you can't take a regular gun. I also checked with OTS, the Oahu Transit Services, about the bus question, and they don't want tasers on buses. So I did look at that question. I'm a bus rider myself, and I understand where the bus riders are coming from, but the OTS feels that that makes things even more dangerous. And I also checked with the University of Hawaii, and they don't want electric guns on campus either. So the recommendation would be to pass with amendments to include, to take out, there's an exception right now, sorry, I have to say this in the right way, to ban them on college campuses as well, which was in the original bill, but was taken out in the House. So that would be the amendment, and I think it's a clean date, yeah. Effective on approval or effective. Upon approval.
That is
Okay,
correct,
so
Chair.
just so you know. And so that's the recommendation. Questions or concerns?
Sure.
Yes.
I would prefer that we defer this measure at this time, but it's just,
It's a little complicated because everybody's not here. So if it gets voted down because everybody's not here, then so be it. I don't want to kill the bill, and well, I don't know. I suppose we could defer. I mean, I think my guess is if everybody was here, it would pass. So I don't know how you want to play that.
well, just think about it. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. All right. Any other questions or concerns? Okay, if not, Senator Casio standing in for Vice Chair.
Okay, members, voting on HB 1731 with amendments.
Yes.
Oh,
1732.
oh, sorry. And I'm looking right at it. My apologies. Thank you. We're voting on HB 1732 HD1 with amendments. Chair,
Aye.
Senator Keohokalole is excused. I vote no. Senator Gabbard,
No.
Senator Kim,
No,
Senator Lee is excused. Senator Favela.
No,
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Your
Thank you.
measure not adopted.
All right, our next hearing is at 10:30, so we'll have to recess for a few minutes before 10:30, and yeah, I'm sorry, so we'll adjourn the 1732 and we'll recess, I'm sorry, we'll just adjourn the 1732. Welcome to our 10:30 decision-making agenda only. This is the Judiciary Committee on this Thursday morning, the 24th. First up on the DM agenda is HB 1411. This requires the transferees and transferor's address be provided on the certificate of owner when the title to a motor vehicle is transferred, and imposes a fine on a party who provides false or fraudulent information. Our recommendation here is to change the range of the fine. Right now, the fine is $5 to $1,000, but I think considering the ill that we're trying to address, will raise the lower end of the fine to 500. So the range will be 500 to 1,000 instead of 5 to 1,000, and we'll make it effective on July 1, 2023. Questions or concerns? You got the vote sheets now? Yeah. Vice Chair for the vote. 1411 with amendments.
Members voting on HB 1411 HD2 passing with amendments. Chair Rhodes.
Aye.
Vice Chair goes aye. Senator Ocasio.
Hi.
Senator Gabbard.
Aye.
Senator Kim.
Aye.
Senator Lee is excused. Senator Favela.
Aye.
Chair recommendation adopted.
Thank you. Next up is HB 1692. This bill amends the current fine structure for violations of section 291C137, operating a vehicle while using a mobile electronic device. Recommendation here is to pass with some amendments. We'll raise the fine for the regular violation to $300, and we'll raise the fine for violations in a school or construction zone to $400. And that's it. Questions or concerns?
I have a question.
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't pay attention. But if you were on your device with trying to get locations and trying to find your way, is that also you can find?
Yeah, it's always, ever since the ban, it's always been, yeah, you'd have to do that, you'd have to use your, your onboard
Yeah.
finder. Yeah, so,
Same thing. I mean, looking and not paying attention. I mean, I'm saying it's like
yeah,
you're lost or trying to find it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
yeah, I think so. I think it's always been that way. Other concerns or questions? If not, Vice Chair.
Members HB 1692 SD1 passing with amendments. Noting the excused absence of Senator Lee, are there any reservations or no votes? Recommendation adopted.
Thank you. Next up is HB 1761, which authorizes the issuance of limited purpose identification cards for certain residents. So this is when we passed the limited purpose driver's license, we did not add on ID cards. So this bill would do that. My recommendation is to amend the disclaimer on the card to match the language used for the limited purposes driver's license. So on its reverse side, it would say this ID is issued only as an ID. It does not establish eligibility for employment, voter registration, or public benefits. And then we'll make it effective upon approval as well. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Members passing with amendments. Noting the excused absence of Senator Lee, are there any reservations or no votes? Recommendation adopted.
Thank you. Next up is HB 1810. This defines what constitutes a quorum for the Environmental Advisory Council. What it does is, so the quorum is a majority of all the members currently appointed to the Advisory Council. And then you need a majority of all the members currently appointed to pass anything. So it's like a neighborhood board in that regard for those of you who are from Oahu. Let's see, recommendation was, well, this came out of AEN, so I was thinking of putting a clean date on it, but if you want to leave the effective date, that's fine with me too.
No, clean date's good.
Clean
Thanks.
date, good. Okay, so we'll make it effective upon approval. Okay, so that's the only amendment, effective upon approval. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Kilgore.
Passing with amendments with 6 members present, are there any noes or reservations? Hearing none, recommendation adopted.
Okay, that brings us, I believe, to the last bill of the agenda, HB 2180. This repeals a couple of sections that have to do with DOT. It repeals language on Koala Basin because DOT no longer has jurisdiction over that. And it repeals HRS 266-22, which deals with fireboats because we don't have a fireboat anymore. And there is none. And apparently fire suppression is taken care of in another way these days. So recommendation is to pass unamended. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Members passing unamended with 6 members present. Are there any reservations or no votes?
Reservations.
Reservation.
Okay, we have reservations for Senators Ocasio, Kim, and Favela. Recommendation adopted.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes our business for adjourned. Have a good long weekend.